the first presenter. And you can read the synopsis yourself. Okay, this short story is about the sun did not rise this morning. So the sense of the story is basically the short story about the sun not rising this morning by Paharunas and Jabar. The third excerpt about illustrates how meaningful someone's presence is when he or she is no longer by our side. Have you ever felt something that used to be present to feel your day suddenly disappeared? Okay, the next is the plot of the story. Okay, the next is the plot of the story. The first is introduction. Introduction, we can see is told in paragraph 1. The point is, at the beginning of the story, he starts to give an idea of what he felt, where he experienced silence. The next is even disclosure. And we can see it's told in paragraph 2 until 4. This is where he starts to reveal the thoughts that were on his mind. And the next is raising action. Raising action, we can see it is told in paragraph 5, and the point is starting to show that he is amazing someone. Okay, the next is conflict. The conflict, you can see it is told in paragraph 6 until 11. The point is conflict. The story further shows that he really misses someone so much that he remembers their past that they have experienced. And the next is the fake of conflict. The fake of conflict, we can see it is told in paragraph 12 to 15. The point is the fake of his conflict. Here, he is so difficult to bring it back, even something that is very impossible. In fact, he feels that something that used to be present to feel his day suddenly disappears just like that. His days truly fell without fashion. The impatience carried him down a fate of a sadness. Okay, the next is ending. The end, we can see it is told in paragraph 16 and 17, or is last is paragraph. In the end, the point is he begins to realize that the person he misses can no longer be by his side. Okay, the next is point of view. The next is point of view. The point of view is me. This is the short story used the first person point of view, which also acts the main character. We can see it's told in paragraph 6. I suddenly lost something so familiar. Okay, the next is character. The characterization only raises two characters, namely you and me, understanding and fashion. Even Taki had to part with the people he loved. You are a confident character whose character are told through my character. Throughout the story, it can be seen that you are a person who has a charming smile. Therefore, my character is called here in English. Your character is also loyal and has a strong hair. This character is shown in the following example. Okay, the next is presenter DEWI WULANDARY.
Okay, thank you for the time that has given to me. My name is DEWI WULANDARY. So now I want to explain the next material about setting. Setting is the time, place, or situation of the story. It's a literary element of literature in use in novels, story, plays, or films. And it's usually introduced during the exposition of the story along with the characters. The setting may also include the environment of the story, which can be made up of the physical location, climate, weather, or social and cultural surroundings. And in the story, we have to make three groups of the setting. The first is a time, place, and a situation. And if you can see in our slide, the time is mentioned by the sentence in the morning in paragraph 5. And the place is mentioned by the sentence in the room in paragraph 4. And the last is a situation. The story is telling about a man who missing a woman. So the situation is described as a lonely. Okay, so the next material is symbolism. Symbolism is a literary device that refers to the use of symbols in a literary work. A symbol is something that stands for or suggests something else. It represents something beyond the literal meaning. In literature, a symbol can be a word, object, action, character, or concept that embodies and evokes a range of additional meaning and significance. Symbolism is a figure of speech that is used when an author wants to create a certain mood or emotion in work of literature. It's the use of an object, person, situation, or word to represent something else, like an idea in literature. If you can see in our slide, there is some example of symbolism. The first sentence is, "You are the sun, my angel." Angel in the story is symbolic as a wonderful woman. And the second, in the story is mentioned pair of guests. And the pair of guests is symbolic as a couple. And the last example is, "But never my prince." Prince in the story is symbolic as a gentleman or a woman. Okay, so the last material that I want to explain about imagery. Imagery is a literary device that uses figurative language to describe objects, actions, and ideas in a way that appeals to the physical sense and help reader to picture the scene as if it's real. Imagery refers to the language that stimulates the reader's sense. They are touch, taste, sound, smell, and sight. And there is some types of imagery: visual imagery, auditory imagery, kinesthetic imagery, and the last is tactile imagery. And in this slide, we choose two examples of imagery. The first is kinesthetic imagery and visual imagery. I think that's all from me. So the next material will be explained by the next presenter.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me. So I'm MUSFIRA as the last presenter. Now I'm going to tell you about the figurative language in this novel. So as we know that figurative language refers to the use of words in a way that deviates from the conventional order and meaning in order to convey a complicated meaning, colorful writing, clarity, or evocative compression. So it uses an ordinary sentence to refer to something without directly stating it. Okay, as you can see in our slide, so there is two figurative language in this short story. It's personification and hyperbole. So the figure of speech in the short story is as follows: where the sun rises mightily and full of light. So the figure of speech used is personification. You can find it in the second paragraph. And the next one is using hyperbole. So identified from the following sentence. Imagine if the sun does not rise again. So you can find it in the second paragraph too. Okay, the next one is the tone of this short story. So in this story, because the author used the first person, then the tone is pointed through the character. As you can see in our slide, I just highlight the part of this story. You are the sun, my angel. For days you glowed love until it was not torn apart by time. Suddenly we had to scatter under the sky into empty corners. We carry the emptiness through the path of sadness. We have to be far apart to live the nature of ourselves that is contained in the throne of Lauhul Mahfuz. So the above is a depiction of the romantic and boring attitude shown by me as the main characters. So Mi's concern is shown when he is worried about his girlfriend because they had to pass away. Okay, we are going to the last material. It's the theme. As we know that the theme of a story is what the author is trying to convey. In the other words, the central idea of the story. So, the theme or subject of The Sun Didn't Rise This Morning, it's our short story, is about longing for someone. So, it depicts the deep longing of a man for his girlfriend. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you so much.